This is a quick video to show what I feel is the best method to replace T12 or T8 tubular fluorescent shop lights with 4-foot LED tubes. Rather than reuse the ballast transformer that's used to regulate the current and step up the voltage for fluorescent lights, I'm using what's called Type B LED tubes, each of which has its own internal LED driver, and it runs off of the 120 volt line voltage. The LED tubes that do accept ballast power are less efficient, and the ballast is another component which can fail, and it tends to put out the noisy 60 cycle hum. Most of the Type B LED lamps are going to be this narrower T8 size, which fits just fine in a fixture which takes either the T8 or the larger T12 fluorescent lamps. You'll have some options such as the color temperature of the light. 5,000 degrees Kelvin is a bluish daylight. The 4,000 degrees that I recommend is a nice cool white compromise which adds some warmth without looking yellowish. Most of these bulbs are going to put out 1800 lumens. Some take only 12 watts. These take 18 watts, but that's still about 40 to 50% more efficient than the fluorescent bulbs, and they are long lasting. This is a case of 25. The bulbs were $5 each. That's not too much more than what fluorescent tubes cost. Some of the fancier models are dimmable with an LED dimmer switch. These are non-dimmable, just as your fluorescent lights were. Now, some of these Type B bulbs that run off of the AC main have the a dummy side, and then they have one side that has both of the contacts, live contacts, on just one side only. I recommend these types that have the load on one side and the neutral on the other, and the two contacts are either one work, and if you use both of them, you're assured of a good contact. So these are the kind that I recommend, where they're bonded together. Okay, these are your fluorescent tube sockets, the so-called tombstones, and they come in two different varieties. They can be shunted, where the leads on both sides are tied together to a single pair of connectors. So you just put one wire in and they're both energized. The traditional ones are non-shunted. Each side has its own separate pin designation. If you use this kind, you would just daisy chain them together in a row, all the lamps that you have in your thing, and then you would just run one line out to your neutral. And then on the other side of your bulb, you would do the same thing and run everything out to the line. If you have these, you can just reuse them. You're going to do the same thing. You're either going to run both lines out to your neutral and daisy chain them to the next one, or you could run them all out separately. Each individual socket could be run to your neutral, tied together, and you can do the same thing on the other side for the line. So you can use either the shunted ones that you can buy separately, or you can reuse your non-shunted ones. They'll both work. You'll need a ladder to reach your light, and then you'll remove the diffuser, and we'll get to the bulbs. Could be bad bulbs, could be a bad ballast transformer. Doesn't really matter. We're taking it all out, and you won't hear that transformer hum anymore either. You're just going to untwist these bulbs until the pins are straight up and down, and then the bulb will just drop right out. And you do this with the power off. With the bulbs removed, we removed a metal sheathing that was housing the transformer ballast units, and we can see on this one we have two of them. One for each pair of fluorescent lights. So we're going to take them all out. We're going to cut the wires right at the ballast because we're not going to use these ballasts anymore. This one's actually oozing, and the other one had some kind of resin in the tray too. Okay, these are where we're going to tap the power for the hot and the neutral, and of course the ground. And that's what we're going to directly feed into these LED bulbs, which have built-in LED drivers. so they run right off of line voltage. Okay, with the ballast disconnected, you can see you've got your neutral and your hot line coming in, and that the case is grounded. We're going to gang all of those wires together. Some are already ganged. You can see those wires up there. But all of these guys are going to get ganged together and be attached to the hot. And then everything on this side is going to get ganged together, and it's going to go to the neutral. And we're going to use a screwdriver and remove these ballasts. We no longer need them. Okay, so here you can see we've run the neutral 120 volt AC line to one side. We've labeled it that it's 120 volts AC neutral, and we could have run all 8 leads over to the neutral, but instead we ganged them together and we just put a couple of leads over. So each set of leads is powering 2 of the tombstone connectors there. So that's what we have on one side, and then it's running over to the power, and then the line hot lead is going to that side, which is also labeled 120 volts. Only this one is the load, the hot side. So now we can put on the cover, and we can put the bulbs in. Okay, the middle shroud is back on the fixture. We've put in a bulb. We'll put in the rest. These, I put stickers on it that say to use only 120 volt LED type B bulbs. And we've labeled which side is the hot load and which side is the neutral of the 120 volts. And so now we'll put the diffuser back on and we're done. Keep in mind that LEDs are not omnidirectional. So there's a light strip inside these frosted tubes, and the frosting on the tube merely acts as a diffuser. So you see the strip here, you've got the pins straight up and down, and you're going to turn it the half turn so they nest in such a way that the LED strip is at the ceiling pointing down. And with this setup with the neutral on one side and the load on the other, you have 4 points of electrical contact, 2 on each side. And that provides a nice sure contact, even if you're reusing your old tombstone light receptacle connectors like we are doing here. Okay, here it is with the diffuser back on. This one over here is the one that I ganged together all 8 wires. This is the one where I daisy chained them together, so I only brought 4 wires forward on each side. And this one is the fluorescent one over here. It's a little more greenish, but other than that, the color temperature is very similar. And I hope this has helped you and when you do your conversion. I really recommend the LEDs. The light quality is very good. It's instant on, there's no flickering, there's no transformer hum, and the price was very reasonable.